What up, Dokkanners? It's the craziest thing. I was just on the phone with Amatsu. You were just talking. And then after we got off the phone, they tweet out the hint. We have a hint. Why do we have a hint? Is this for the next Dokkan Festival celebration? I would imagine so. So in today's video, we are going to be speculating wildly as to what this means. Now, actually looking at this a little bit closer, a new thought just entered my brain. But this was tweeted out on both Global and JP, so it is our job to speculate wildly and drag this on for as long as possible. I don't know if we're going to be getting anything else today in terms of news, which is totally fine, because like I said earlier, the data download is set to happen on the 28th, which means the Twitter reveal would be a day before, which would be the 27th. So from where I'm standing, we're still 2 days away. Getting this, I think, is more than fine. So let's go ahead and just jump in and speculate. I will say no, there was no concrete like 100% I know what it is sort of guess out there. Nobody knows. So at most, what we can take away from this, there's sand, so it could be a beach. There's a shadow, but the cast is it's pretty minimal, which means it could be high noon or close to it, depending on the angle of whatever this is that is being pinned into the sand. And that too, this wooden stick that is being pinned makes you think of a staff, or what I'm now thinking of is potentially a bat, but that would mean Yamcha, and that would mean more like an April Fool's unit, but still. So that's all we've got. There's nothing else in here that we could really take away from this, unless we do like inverted colors. Actually, hold on. Does this give us anything? I don't know. I don't think so. Looks like a foot. Nah, nothing. All right, so let's just start from the top. So I put some meme answers slash kind of serious answers upon first guessing, because when I was thinking sand, I was thinking beach. So I was thinking of when Vegeta was sleeping and the kids got him. But honestly, I think most people are probably thinking Master Roshi. The thing about Master Roshi, though, is that we had one fairly recently. But then again, we are getting somewhat of a push in the Dragon Ball Saga category, right? With some of the recent releases. The celebration after the EX Super Saiyan 3 Daima Mini Vegeta, we got Dragon Ball Saga. We also got Dragon Ball Saga representation during the 10th anniversary. So perhaps this is building on what we've already had. So Roshi, I think, is a solid guess. The question is, what kind of Roshi would it be? Assuming we don't step on what this is already, which is Dragon Ball Saga, the next Master Roshi would either have to be sometime in Z, where he's really not that much of a factor, or we take it to Tournament of Power, and we are talking Master Roshi from the Tournament of Power. The thing about the Tournament of Power, though, is there's not really any sand that plays into the mix. So is the sand even a relevant clue, or is that meant to be a misdirect for what's just right in front of us? So I think Tournament of Power Roshi, any kind of Roshi, is definitely a good guess. Any character holding a pole or a staff or something, you know, that's a lengthy item, it works. So power pole, right? You think of Goku and the power pole, you could think either GT or you could think Daima Goku. So that's why I put Daima Goku here. Sort of not as serious. I put Kaioken Chi-Chi. You know, this whole filler arc happens at Kami House, which is kind of a beach. So gotta be very careful how I say these words. The beach, the sandy beach. I'm talking about the and then I put Sandland. I was just memeing, right? And then what was my other ones? Oh yeah, Dragon Ball Saga. Okay, so I have a bunch of pictures here. Let's go through it. It could definitely be Zarbon, because as you can see here, you know, there's a bunch of like sandy type stuff around here. And who knows, maybe he was holding, you know, a bat for some reason and he just dropped it. So it could very well be Zarbon. I think everyone will agree. Now, there are going to be some stretch guesses in here, but a conspiracy theory, I think it's Tamagami 2. Now, the reason why I think it's Tamagami 2, and my memory may not be serving me very well here, and I might be digging myself into a very deep and, you know, pathetic grave, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta was the EX part for the 10th anniversary. His counterpart is Tamagami 2. Tamagami 2 and Vegeta fight, I believe, on some sort of body of land surrounded by water, and maybe there was some sand there, but his weapon of choice is a trident. So the bottom part of his weapon is somewhat similar to what this could be. So I feel like this could work. I feel like it could work. again, we're trying to be exhaustive here. So I think Tamagami 2 is in play. What's probably a more accurate representation of that wooden plank or whatever that is would probably be Neva if we're talking Daima, because it's wood. Unlike the power pole from Goku, the staff from Goma, his accessory is the most, like, you know, similar in terms of shape, in terms of color. So Neva being a summonable character, though, would be very weird, I feel like, especially since he doesn't really do anything. The only thing of magnitude that he actually does is that he gives Goku whatever the heck that was that made him turn Super Saiyan 4, even though he apparently already trained into it. So I don't know. Neva, Tamagami 2, Goma, we'll throw Goma in there, like anyone with a staff. I suppose that also means, doesn't Arinsu have something? No, Arinsu has like a vacuum cleaner slash hookah or something like that. I mean, any one of them, sure. Korin, another one that comes to mind because he's got the wooden staff thing. That also makes you think of Kami. Kami would definitely work. So I got Daima Goku here. I got GT, right? Power pole. We got the Roshi. This is actually from Resurrection F, which I'm not gonna lie, it'd actually be kind of cool if we got Resurrection F Roshi. Where is Kami? Oh yeah, here he is. There's Kami. And then this dude, what's his name? Pepperoni, right? So this guy could work. While we're on the subject, any one of the angels, they're holding a thing, but again, no beach. Well, Whis. Wait a sec. Oh, wait. Didn't he do something on Beerus's planet when he's training Goku and Vegeta where he draws a line in the sand or something? Or am I making that up? I tend to do that. I'm insane. I don't remember if this is an actual screenshot from it, but whatever. You know, maybe it's Whis. Maybe it's something from Resurrection F. We got Roshi, right, with the kids. Sure. Kaioken, Chi-Chi. And then I think the rest are ones we've already, yeah. So that's all I can think of. I got nothing else. I'm gonna go ahead and just quickly check if anyone has any new unique guesses, because I'm all out. This is all I got. Ooh, these are some good guesses. D. Simons with potentially some concoction, you know, when Arinsu was trying to create the Powerpuff Girls. Sugar, spice, and everything nice. Ooh, this shot from GT though. Oh, maybe with the pole right there. Ha! Legic? No way. I would be so happy if we got Legic, but there's no way. He's holding something though. Yeah. Interesting. Kind of a cryptic. Well, not cryptic. It's kind of an indirect reference, I suppose, right? Because it looks like it's made of wood, and the thing that Cow is flying on is wood, right? Isn't it like from a tree? That could be one. All right, now we just talking crazy. Really, bruh? Really? It was a tree. Boy, what the hell, boy? Yamcha, baseball Yamcha. Honestly, man, that's what I was thinking of when I was looking at it up close. Which could also mean maybe it's Blue Goku or Vegeta with the baseball outfits, or Champa or Beers. Ooh, this is a really good one. What if it is a shot? Oh my god, I don't want it to be this, because I don't want this to be a regular Dokkan Fest before the big one, unless this goes back into my theory where I say they do a Daima TUR into a series of Daima LRs for Global Dokkan Celebration. So if we got Super Saiyan 3 Mini Goku going into Super Saiyan 4 or whatever that involves Mini, they save the adult forms for Global Dokkan, GDC. That is a very good guess. Considering all the craziness we got out there, that is probably the best one that we've got so far. Anyway, there you got it. There's no other news. There's nothing else going on right now. So make your guesses. Give me three. What do you legitimately think it is based on logic and human intelligence? What do you want it to be? So use your copium goggles. What are you seeing from that? And then give me some crazy outlandish pick. Obviously, my most rational one is Zarbon, so I'm going to go with this. This is probably the most logical. You don't need to know anything else, but that's it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like down below. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on what this could possibly be. I can't wait to see the comments for this one. What are your ideas? When do you think we're going to get the reveal? Are you excited? How many stones do you have? Feel free to share all that stuff and more in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future and click the notification bell so that you'll know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned and I'll remember to Dokkan responsibly.